expands. Because you know in the market, trading of okra, I think they like it, the length of your pinky finger. So we want to now calibrate time. How much time it takes to get to this size, how much time it takes to get to this size. So what they did not know then, and they still don't know now, is this is going to be the problem for next year. Okay? What the results look like? Well, we use Clemson Spineless, Jambalaya, and Go Big. And here we have the yield based on the containers, and you see Jambalaya had 139 numbers of pods it produced. Table 2 shows the average weight of okra produced in containers, which is 6 pounds, 5 pounds, 8 pounds. Go Big had 8 pounds. And this is for containers. The average plant height, like I was saying, Go Big was taller than the 3 other 2 varieties in the study. Here, the length diameter ratio, Clemson Spineless was 3.4, Go Big was 3.92, which is bigger than these 2. So you know that he was given some nice big size pods. Now, an okra pod about this length, there's nothing wrong with it. As a matter of fact, I like okra pods this length because it's good for frying. It has, when it gets this length, it got less mucilus inside, or slime as we call it, and it's good for frying. Now, when we look down at the breakdown of the containers and how much we get, we had 5 containers. Each container had 4 plants each, and they gave 29 pounds. Jambalaya gave 25 pounds. Go Big gave 40 pounds. So it is no thinking there which variety we're going to recommend for a homeowner, somebody who wants to have a home garden. Is Go Big would be the variety that we would recommend, all right? Because we got the highest yield there. Jambalaya produced significantly higher numbers of okra pods than Clemson Spineless and Go Big, but they were not heavy, okay? Go Big produced significantly higher pod weights than Clemson and Jambalaya. Go Big length diameter was significantly greater, and the results of this study shows that okra can be grown in a containerized system, provide an adequate supply of okra to meet a family, with Go Big being a suitable candidate for home gardeners to grow. And if you notice in some of the pictures that we show with the containers, the okra's plants weren't very tall. And that is a phenomenon that we are just starting to observe now. That when you grow the okra in containers, for some reason, and we've been doing this now for the last 3 years, and we have observed it, they don't tend to get tall. But you take the same variety of okra and stick it out there in the open sun, and it climb into heaven. You know? So we're thinking when we get a good master science candidate student, that's going to be their problem. That's going to be their problem. Okay? Any questions, ladies? Yeah. Yes.
How do you determine what size container that you want to use for for the okra.
For the-
Let's say if it's just me, and I don't want a lot, so I know I'm gonna use that big container.
Right. I have done in my garden, right? I use different containers. So, average size container, smaller container, you wouldn't be able to stack that many plants. It might just be one plant or two plants. The smaller the containers are, is the fewer plants that you can stack inside. But the big container, oh, you can load it up, right? Yes, sir.
Prune them to top them off.
Last year we topped them off, but we really didn't see no reason to do it this year. Because last year when they were growing, we thought by topping them off, they would spread more, but they didn't. Yeah, they did not.
It's a stage. It's at what stage?
At the stage when we topped them off, they were just beginning to bloom. Now, I have grown okra on black mulch. At that time, I was doing a lot of work with plastic mulches, grew them on black mulch, white mulch, brown mulch, green mulch. And lo and behold, the okras that were grown on the black mulch branched profusively, and only on black mulch. They didn't branch on white, they didn't branch on brown, and they didn't branch on green. And they grew tall. But we put them in the containers, and it's like it's made to order. They don't get very tall.
Because I grow some of those myself, and some of them get so tall, and they
Lean over, fell over.
And
Right.
besides, it's hard to harvest them. So
Yeah.
I thought maybe cutting them off, maybe encourage some branching, maybe a good idea.
Well, if you have a tall variety, and some varieties are much taller than others, we try to stick to the traditional ones that that you find in the seed stores. Clemson spineless, jambalaya, which is a hybrid and is expensive, so I don't think a lot of people are going to be buying jambalaya. And Go Big, which is open pollinated ones, that is supposed to get tall. That is why we used it. I went out there looking for a tall one, and it disappointed me. So I don't know if it's a combination of, you had a question? Okay. A combination of the fertility level or what it is, but I'm going to try to find out why they don't get as tall.
Do you recommend topping them off?
Huh?
Do you recommend topping them off, aside from growing them in containers?
I know some growers in Arkansas, that is what they do. When the price drops on the Memphis market for fresh okra, as a matter of fact, they go in with a bush hog and cut it. And then by August, September, it comes back up. When the prices, just before the frost, the prices jump back up. So they go in for a killing. Right.
Yes. How big is the root system on okra?
How
How big is the root system on okra?
how
The roots on
the
okra?
root system?
Yeah.
It's botanically it's more like a taproot system. It doesn't have a fibrous. It's more like a taproot.
I was wondering if the containers are restricting root growth.
Yes,
Preventing it from.
probably getting taller. Yes, that is what is happening. I think. If I have to speculate, that would be a good college guess, right? Yes, sir.
When you talk about the Clemson spineless, you harvested 29 pounds off of it.
Yeah.
How long a season was you harvesting of? Because I know okra grow all the way to frost.
No,
All the way to frost.
Yeah, to Frost. Here we didn't carry them to Frost.
Okay.
We started in just about midsummer, around the middle of June, and we terminated the experiment by the middle of August, because by that time most of the students had left to go back to school. But I know if we carried it into forced frost, it would have yielded much more.
I'm a commercial okra grower.
Yes, sir.
It's a very good crop.
Mhm.
Profitable wise, but you got to have a stable labor force. I planted
Yes.
5 acres of okra.
Okra.
It required that constant
Harvesting,
harvest.
yes,
But I
to keep them in
see the
production.
advantage of growing it in the pot. That's
No, this is we won't recommend this commercially, but it was to recommend for homeowners and one of the things we have how we take care of our senior citizens. We have them in different. I know in Tuskegee there's a community where they have apartments, and some of them just want to get out and do something, but I'm not going to ask my grandfather and grandmother to go out there and dig and hole, like I was saying earlier. You know, difference between working and slaving. This is working. I prefer carry a pot. Right, I give it to them. So that was the whole purpose of this study. Right.
Well,
Thank
thank you again, Mr. Khan.